God morning. And please unmute and greet each other.
Good morning.
Hey. Hey.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi. Hi, guys.
Oh, she sounds so good.
Anyway, I'm still here. And welcome again. And we're glad you're here. The service will be recorded for your information, and it's used for social media to build our community. And you're welcome to turn off the video and change your username. Okay? And then you can find us on Meetup, Facebook, Instagram, and find out all about our classes, events. We have so many things going on. It's wonderful. So please check us out on your website. Thanks. And now it's really my pleasure, my first time to introduce our minister, Reverend Sharon Dunn, the founder. She's a founder of this Sacramento Center for Spiritual Center for Living. And she graduated from the Holmes Institute with a master's in consciousness. And her studies, in 2011, she was ordained in 2015. And her complete bio is on our website. So please check it out. It's wonderful. And a little personal note, when I joined here and I called Reverend Sharon, and I told her I'd like to join your center, and we spoke for a while, and I told her about my husband making his transition, and she had just lost her, so we had connected in that way. You know, she was so kind to me and welcoming. Please welcome our minister, Reverend Sharon Dunn.
Thanks, Mark. Did you know that yesterday was our 6th birthday? We've done a lot in 6 years, haven't we? And there is more to come. I can tell you right now, it's pretty exciting. And how we're going to celebrate our 6th birthday, and I'm going to thank Elaine for taking me around the other day to show me our beautiful lakes and rivers. And we found the perfect place for us to party, to celebrate our 6th birthday. And so what we're going to do, and doesn't your raft kind of look something like that, I thought? So what we're going to do is or some of us will go very early in the morning as soon as they open the gates, and we'll reserve our space. And then all of you come down when you can and bring, we definitely want you to bring a chair or a blanket to sit on, because that's going to be important. And I'm going to bring my beach shoes because there's a little bit of rocks, you know, in the water. So I'm going to wear my pool shoes that I use for aqua aerobics. We're going to bring drinks and snacks. There's no alcohol allowed there. So if you're going to sneak it in, it can't be in glass. It has to be in metal or plastic. Not that we are saying anything about that or encouraging it in any way. Apparently you can't smoke there either. So if you're going to bring that funny stuff, you might get in trouble. Definitely some sunscreen, umbrella. There's not a lot of shade in every place. So we're going to have to bring our own shade if you need shade. And life jackets if you're going to go out in the current, I would suggest. And then we're going to provide hamburgers and hot dogs, and we're going to have veggie burgers and veggie dogs. So all you have to bring is a dish to share. So whatever goes with that. And so if you are coming, if you could RSVP and let us know so we get a good count as to how many folks we need to get the buns and the dogs and the burgers and all of that. So I'm very excited. We really want to give Delana a hand for taking me all over the place. And in fact, I want to go also in October to the other place, Negro Bar, where we saw the all beautiful. It was all new and all beautiful, and lots of shade and shelter and lots of tables. It's just gorgeous. And I don't know if by October we're going to want to be in the water necessarily, so it'll be perfect for us.
Not that water.
You know, so we want to really be together, find ways to be together outside safe, especially as we're hearing more about what's going on with the mutations in the virus. We want to stay safe, but we want to be together. So good morning, Carol. Good to see you. So yeah, so this is our 6th birthday yesterday. We're going to celebrate all the way through August. We're going to have a fun outing that we want to encourage you to bring family. There's no dogs allowed, unfortunately. I know, because mine would love to come, but they're not allowed in the water.
We do bring our dogs.
Really? You bring your
I didn't
dogs?
see they were not allowed.
There was a sign.
Oh, we never saw it. Nobody's ever said anything. Small dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it because I did see the sign that the dogs weren't allowed. So I wouldn't want you to come all the way and then have to go home. So anyway, please, this is on our website. Please join us on the 21st. It's going to be really exciting. We picked this day because the only other option was Labor Day, and we didn't want the crowds for Labor Day. We didn't want to contribute to the crowds. So this was the only time that we could do it. So
Can I add something?
please.
We've gone off in my family. It's good to get there early to get a spot, but you still need to get there kind of early because the parking
Right.
runs out real fast, and on a really busy day, they close it so you can't get
Okay.
in. So it's good to be there as soon as you can.
Okay, and we are suggesting you carpool because it's $10 a car. So if you can get 10 people in your car before you get in, no. But you just remember, it is $10 a car. So carpool in if you can. That would be great. Any other questions about our party? I'm going to introduce our practitioner of the day, who is absolutely wonderful, Linda Connolly, and she became a practitioner with us at the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. She did her 2 years, well, she did all her classes here and her 2-year practitioner studies. And she's an incredible practitioner of truth. If you want someone to pray with you that will change your life, you want to talk to Linda. So I'm going to ask her to come on up. I'm going to get started. And if you're here for the first time, welcome.
Hello. It's so great to see all these beautiful people live. And I know on Zoom that I can't really see, but I know you're there. I just love this. So in this moment, let's take a deep breath in. A deep breath in and out. And knowing that as we breathe, we're connecting to that divine essence, that divine presence that was within each and every living creation. It is that spark. It connects to that spark that is within. And it is this spark of the essence of joy and love and playfulness. It is all that is good. That is the essence that moves in through each and every one of us here, each and every living creation. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful to be here. I am so grateful for these teachings. And I'm so fortunate to be here and grateful that I get to hear the poetry of Doug Van Work. That music that is going to dance with my soul and my heart. And then to be present for that divine message that's going to be delivered by Reverend Sharon Dunn that never ceases to amaze me with the messages that she delivers that are so timely and so perfect. I am so grateful for all this and so much more. And with that, we enter, and so it is.
So it is.
Now for our readings. You exist, that divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity may be expressed through you. The Spirit comes to you with a new and fresh creativity. You need not ask what others have done or how they have done it. Be yourself and express life as you find it. Ernest Holmes, this thing called you. Spend time with people who make you laugh. Do things that bring you joy. Go to a funny movie or comedy club. Laughter isn't simply the best medicine. It is fuel for the soul. Edward Guillaume and Chris Michaels. It's not just about creativity. It is about the person you're becoming while you're creating. Charlie Peacock. Now it is my joy and my absolute thrill to be introducing Doug Van Berken. Doug has been performing his original poetry and the poetry of Rumi and Hafiz for 20 years. And when in person, his poetry is accompanied by his drumming, as it will be today. He's a regular performer, artist at our center, and today we're getting an original work of art. Oh, we are double blessed. So, please stay tuned for Doug, and followed by our music from Jan Garrett and Jamie Martin. Thank you.
Support. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay. So when I agreed to do the Sunday poem, I had to take a look at the title, and it was a playful pause, and it gave me a pause. A moment of pause, because a lot of my poetry isn't necessarily playful or lighthearted. So I was flipping through my book madly, trying to find something. I think I found two that will fit the bill here. The first one is called The Good News. The good book tells us to turn the other cheek. The art of Aikido says, if you're fighting and anyone gets hurt, you failed. Why are we taught to shout at those around us who are still so sound asleep? Why are we taught to shout at those around us who are still so sound asleep? Praise God, I am finally learning now that any time I raise my voice in an argument with you, I have already lost. It's true. When the child first learns to safely cross that busy street, the nervous angels watching from above can exhale and relax and clap each other on the back. But don't worry, we don't have to travel all the way to heaven alone. Just starting out in the right direction allows something great to come rushing out and join us. I've heard it said that the stars in heaven would gladly give up half of their brilliance to be able to change their minds just once. When we say no to change, not even God Almighty can go against our word. Have you noticed how miracles become like child's play once we learn that heaven yearns to give us what we truly believe? If we don't learn to sacrifice those things from within that hold us back, then God help those around us who have something of their own to hide. Douglas, why are you still so afraid to commit to your poetry? Remember, you didn't come here to be unchanged. Douglas, why are you still so afraid to commit to your poetry? Remember, you didn't come here to be unchanged. And don't worry, every heart around you stays safe, so long as you always keep your face turned towards heaven. Well, when all is said and done, I've finally decided a holy book is good for just two things: waking me up and putting me to sleep. On good days, it's the one. On bad days, it's the other. You know, having the knowledge of 100 holy books won't bring us any closer to God until we learn to read between the lines and then say, Amen.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's so great to see your faces, isn't it? And who's online? We have Kathy and Patricia and Margie and Corey. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you see our big six and our celebration of our birthday. It's wonderful. I am Reverend Sharon Dunn, the senior minister here, the founding and senior minister here at the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. And I am excited to talk about our topic, which is a playful pause. Now, have you noticed I kind of dressed for the part? I went tie-dye, stripes, my Mardi Gras beads, and my bling. You know, there's so many ways to play, isn't there? And I thought, well, I'm going to think about playing all week long. Will you join me? And let's talk about it. So August, our theme is a pause for guidance. And of course, today is a playful pause. So August invites us to rest, rejuvenate, and prepare for the next leg of our journey. So that'll be September. Who knows what that topic will be or that theme. But I actually have been already living this idea of play and pausing and resting. And I've been giving more attention to my meditation. Do you ever meditate and think, I gotta go to the grocery store and oh gosh, I gotta pick up that laundry, gotta get the dog groomed. Oh good, my meditation's over. And I'm one for not getting into like a yoga position or trying to figure out, how to do these positions that we hear about. I'm comfortable when I meditate, but sometimes I'm not mindful. Sometimes I just let the monkey mind take me away, and I put in my time and I'm good to go. Well, lately I have been actually doing more resting and pausing, and a pause for guidance is our theme for the whole month. Isn't that wonderful? So of course, what did I think of? I thought we need to go to the river or the lake. We need to play outside. So that's where that idea came from. So this theme and this topic has really moved me this month. I'm in a playful and prayerful place. That's kind of hard to say. Say that 10 times quick. I'm gonna play for. Anyway. In many shamanic societies, if you came to a medicine person, like this, complaining of being disheartened, dispirited, or depressed, they would ask one of 4 questions. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? When did you stop being comforted by the sweet territory of silence? I really thought about that with the meditation. They used to comfort me. And then sometimes, does it ever happen that you kind of make it a chore? It's like, I gotta get spiritual. So the 3 things I want to talk about today are play, productivity, and pause. And the context for all of this is in experiencing divine joy through creativity and relaxation. Rediscovering ways to allow spirit to play through you and as you. And our spiritual principle for today, because I did look at the Declaration of Principles is what we believe. And it was written by Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of our teaching. He is the author of the Science of Mind textbook, and he wrote the Declaration of Principles. And so every Sunday I bring one. And so I was looking for play, and I was like, well, And this is what I found. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God. And here it is. And that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. So you do realize that the whole month of August, if you are pausing for guidance, what's going to happen? You're going to have a lot of fun. If you are deciding that you're going to pause for guidance and play and rest and rejuvenate, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have a great month. You know, some of these months we get these themes, and it's a lot of spiritual work. And sometimes play is too. Sometimes we've stopped playing. Have you, anyone here kind of stopped playing? So from the Centers for Spiritual Living, which is our 400 centers in the world, we have a vision. And the vision, part of the vision that I'm bringing today is we envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. I'm looking at Judy, she's an artist. She paints. Oh my goodness, what an artist. Tell me, what are you thinking about right now? Any of you that you have kind of put down your play toys? Maybe you've put, unscheduled your play dates. What do you love to do to play? Anybody?
Walk in the trees.
Walk in the trees. Walk in the trees.
Feet in the ocean.
Being at Avila Beach.
Yes.
Avila Beach. Oh my goodness. Anybody? Come on. What are you thinking?
Rock concert.
Rock concert. Have you heard of these bands? These theme bands like the Beatles or Fleetwood Mac. So I was invited tonight to Fleetwood Mac's concert in Roseville at the park. And I thought, oh gosh, I want to do that. Well, of course you do. This is a playful pause. What are you talking about? Do you ever do that? You're faced with play and you're like, do I really want to do that? Isn't that funny how we can be like that? So every pull of our soul is God seeking to express itself more fully through us. And it's our job to live our lives to the fullest, expressing spirit in everything we do. So the totality of human experience is spirit. And this includes and embraces the idea of play being an important and integral part of our lives. Now, I'm really taking advantage of this. I thought it was because I wanted to keep my body moving. You know, I wake up every day and, you know, it almost sometimes feels like a little rigor mortis is set in. And so I start to, you know, stretch and move. And so I thought, I've got to keep moving. I've got to keep moving. I've got to find ways to keep moving. So I started playing pickleball. I started playing golf. I started doing water aerobics. And guess what's happening? I'm having fun. And I'm meeting with people that are fun. And I'm very competitive. That's another sermon altogether, but that might be next month. How competitive did you find yourself when you were playing? So life is meant to be good and we are meant to be happy. Do you agree? We are meant to be happy. Pausing from our daily schedule and making time for play is important, and it's a way to co-create life. We are co-creating life with Spirit, who is the principle of joy. It's the principle of joy. So in the middle, I think you remember when way back a couple of years ago, I was married for 45 years and my husband passed away 3 years ago. And I remember this wonderful, almost cathartic spiritual awakening when I felt this deep sorrow, but at the same time I felt this deep joy. So we can hold multiple truths simultaneously. We can be in our lives dealing with, you know, the air quality, dealing with the pandemic, dealing with all that we're afraid of, dealing with so much going on. So much going on that we look into the future and, you know, we just don't want to. You know, we want to stay present. But at the same time, pure joy is available in every moment. And so principle, when we talk about spiritual principles, as I do, joy, light, love, beauty, wisdom, principle is what's true for all. And the principle of Spirit of God is joy, meaning that we're all born with it. And we get to, as scientists, right, we use quantum physics as our science. The more what we give attention to expands. Yowza! I mean, what if all through August we're giving attention to play, fun, joy, visiting with friends that we miss, finding ways to, I don't know if you've gone complacent in any ways. So I have literally found myself isolating. I'm getting comfortable. We're in the house now because of the air quality. Oh, good. You know, sometimes I even think I might have social anxiety going out there and being with people. You know, it's a lot now. It's almost like we can get conditioned, can't we, to being alone and locked up, and then time goes by so quickly. And it literally, I'm finding myself making myself play. I'm going to make myself do these things. And when I drag myself out, and I get in my golf cart, and I go down to the pickleball court with my new paddles, and I get out there and I beat them all, I feel good. I feel really good. I'm really glad I got out there. But again, that behavior is for another day. Children do not worry about whether they are playing too much or whether they should be working, right? And the lighthearted way that children choose to interact with life, right? I'm not saying, you know, that we are children. I'm not saying that we can even be like children, because when children are playing, have you ever noticed, you know, they're playing over here and you kind of come way over, but you can still hear what they're saying, and it's magnificent. They're playing with people that don't exist. They're doing things that aren't even, it's all in the imagination. I'm not saying that we can go back to that sort of age, but they have something to teach us. They definitely have something to teach us. I'm so excited in September. I get to go take care of my grandkids while my son and his beloved go to Tulum, Mexico for their 10th anniversary, which means I'm going to be with the grandkids, 4 and 7, Ray, Marley, and Maverick, for 10 days. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play. And I'm gonna get down with them. And when they were very small, I told you all how I got the gardening pads that you need. And then I got the knee pads and the elbow pads. Being 71 it's sometimes getting up and down quickly is a little challenging, but that's why I'm staying active, so that I can be a bit. Now they're a little older, they get dressed by themselves and they do a whole lot by themselves. It's gonna make it a lot easier, but we're gonna play and it's gonna be wonderful. So I have a little story for you. There is a Hasidic tale about a famous rabbi who was on his way to teach a village that was very interested in this idea. This was going to be a very big event, and each Jew in the community made great preparations, pondering what question he or she might ask the wise man. The rabbi finally arrived, and after the initial welcome, he was taken into a large room where people gathered to ask their questions. There was tremendous anticipation and excitement all around. The rabbi walked silently around the room and then began to hum a Hasidic tune. Before long, everyone started humming along with his soft voice. As people became comfortable with his song, the rabbi started to dance. As people became comfortable, they started dancing in the room. One by one, everybody was dancing with him. Soon, everyone in the whole community was dancing wildly together. Each person's soul was healed by the dance, and everyone experienced a personal transformation. Later in the night, the rabbi gradually slowed the dance and eventually brought it to a stop. He looked into everyone's eyes and said gently, "I trust that I have answered all of your questions." You see what we're talking about here? So I'm going to talk about productivity just briefly, because have you ever thought of work as productivity? Of course. But have you thought better not play because it's not productivity? Have you ever put off play because it's not productivity? Can we change our minds here? Can we say, wow, spirit is joy. If I want to be productive, if I want to be a spiritual giant, I'm going to get playing outside. This is what we're trying to say here. Science of mind teaches us that it is far more important to remember our oneness and to stay in the flow and connection of spirit. So why not then be in the flow and connection of the principles of spirit? Working ourselves to the bone is a human idea. Have you ever had a job you didn't even like doing and you did it anyway? I mean, we do this because, of course, we have to. We have to feed ourselves. We have to, there's certain responsibilities we have to meet. But are we then making play a priority, making play part of our productivity? I thought this was a great concept. I'm going to use it this week. I might just be this for the rest of my life. Why not? When you get to be a certain age, you can pretty much get away with anything. You're right. You can wear I'm looking at Cookie. Her hair, she puts pink in it and purple in it, and she just gets out there. She is just amazing. So we are human beings, not human doings. We've heard that before. And last but not is the pause. have you ever worked really hard to finish something, but it just wasn't coming together like you expected, only to step away and be suddenly inspired? That has happened. When we pause from our daily activities and make sure that we're in the flow and synchronicity of life, we are inspired. We are literally opening that portal. I have a prayer partner, and I always lecture to all of you do I do it every week? Probably. You should have a prayer partner. I've had the same prayer partner for 10 years. And it is cathartic. It is amazing. And this week, we planned a trip together. We planned a road trip. But we also, in our prayer work, held open the portal for each other. You know that portal I talk about, where you are literally opening the portal to spirit, to experience more than you've ever experienced before. You just open that, and when you open it, that light and that power and that presence, you're changed immediately. I mean, sometimes it's hard to even keep that open, like it's so much. Well, in our prayer work this week, we have that portal open for each other, like little girls, I'll hold it open, I'll hold it open. We can do this together. And it was so playful. Our prayer ended up being a prayer of gratitude. Instead of, talking to each other, what's wrong and what's your problem, what do you need prayer for? We were playing, and it was so amazing that it ended up being, we're going to go to the beach and we're going to spend a couple of days together. We nailed the dates down. Get with that friend that you miss so much. Make an effort to, safely be together and play. I mean, is anyone excited about this, or is it just me? More bling, folks, more bling. And the benefits. I will tell you that taking a playful pause from our responsibilities every day, and listen to this, is necessary for our mental, physical, and spiritual health. There are health benefits. So you could call in, don't call in sick, call in play. I'm sorry, but I need to take care of my health. I can't come in today. I've got to go to the beach with my dog. So in conclusion, you know me too, right? I turned my car into a car camper. And now I'm planning with people who have the similar desire. Delaney was looking at her car to see if she could do it, that we could caravan. We could caravan into different state parks. And so there's endless ideas. Are you inspired at all? Or are you thinking, wow, I didn't think of that. I think I'm going to do that. Anybody, just one person, we hope, is ready to play. So I'm going to end here with, please invite yourselves to see the joy and creativity of spirit working in and through you in everything you do, including and especially play. Let us pray. Let us play. Let us pray. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad to know the Spirit is joy, peace, love. So grateful to know that this Spirit that is quietly, gracefully accepting of any and all of its creation and its activity. It doesn't push its way. It doesn't come barging in and saying, I'm the da-da-da. It waits to be invited. And I know that I am that each one of us is connected in the Spirit. And so I right now, I declare for all of us here in the room, all of us on Zoom, all of us who are going to be watching this later, the technology is so amazing, that we invite Spirit to play. Don't forget that playmate, that supreme, the Holy Spirit that is that imagination. that does bring the children here full of grace, full of play, that wondrous thing that a child's mind starts its life with. Well, how about that? Life is my life. The life of each of us. So I claim and declare that awareness and awakeness to that part of me that isn't forgetting to play. And that I am joy, and that I show up for joy. And that might mean that I literally show up and get myself out the door. That I change the whole world by bringing joy into my life. Because in consciousness, that thing that we all share, that's uplifted by play, by joy. Can you imagine that you and I and all of us are creating a world that works for everyone and that we play together? Wouldn't that be the most wonderful thing? Wouldn't it? I'm just getting this download from Spirit right here and right now that someone let a bouncing ball into Congress. And they just start, oh my goodness, I'm seeing them just hitting that ball from one aisle to the other. Wow. Let's take that in. Take a breath in. There is play and love. There is enough and more for everyone. Each one of us is a being of joy. And for that, I'm so grateful. And for that prayer that is already answered in mine, I am so grateful. And I release my word into the law that makes it so that no matter what, it returns the ball. Please join with me as we affirm and say, Ashe, Shalom, and Amen. Whew.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jan Garrett. We've got a really fun little tune for you today.
I'm J.D. Martin. The tune is Open the Door. You've been up against the wall. Open the door. You're trying not to fall. Open the door. There's a wonderful world, wondering where you've been. Quit knocking, and walk on in. You can have it all. Open the door. Wondering what to do, open the door. Sometimes it feels like you don't have a clue, open the door. It's a beautiful life, but you gotta begin. Quit ringing the bell and just walk on in. This time it's up to you, open the door. Turn the key. Don't need no ticket, you can get in free. If it feels like home and you're ready for more, take it easy, baby. Open the door. Yeah. Open the door. Open the door. The party's going strong. Open the door. It's been here all along. Open the door. All your new best friends are waiting for you. Why don't you open the door and just walk on through? can lift the latch, turn the key. Don't need no ticket, you can get in free. If it feels like home and you're ready for more, take it easy, baby. Open the door.
Open the door.
Yeah, yeah. You're up against the wall. Open the door. You're trying not to fall. Open the door. There's a wonderful world, wondering where you've been. Quit knocking, 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 and walk on in. You can have it all.
Open the door.
Feel like you're 10 feet tall.
Open the door.
Yeah, we can have a ball. Open the door.
Open the door.
Yeah.
Quit knocking, knocking, knocking.
Open the door. That's
Open the door.
Right. That's a hard act to follow.
How's you?
This is a poem I have written. It's one of the ones where I use a repeating phrase at the end of each stanza. So if you want to join in, that would be the time to do it. That repeating phrase of the title of the poem is, I am no longer swimming against the tide. I've heard it said that nothing stands between us and heaven but our own beliefs. When will we stop running through this world, looking for proof we don't belong? Learn to feed the healthy guard dog of your soul. Start out every day by saying to yourself, I am no longer swimming against the tide. Einstein said, you can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that creates. If this is so, what do we do? There's another saying, either you're in prayer or you're in chaos. I say, let's all pray together to lift ourselves up and say out loud, I am no longer swimming against the tide. Isn't it amazing that we are so powerful, we can even destroy our own dreams? When we've spent our entire life saying no, it can be hard to find a way back to yes, but we'll know we're on the right path when we no longer betray ourselves or those around us. Remember, friends, the path of least resistance is through the heart. So let's take that journey together and sing out loud, I am no longer swimming against the tide. How long before we let ourselves grow shamelessly? How long before we let ourselves grow shamelessly? Listen carefully when Brene Brown says, learning self-respect is the wildest adventure you will ever have in your life. When that happens, angels will joyfully travel halfway across heaven just to hear us say, I am no longer swimming against the tide. So go ahead, travel all the way to the Holy Lands to find God. But until you kneel down inside yourself, you will never be free. Listen closely when Carl Jung says, The surest way to lose your soul is to believe in a God outside of yourself. So let's all support each other as we turn within and together softly say, I am no longer swimming against the tide. You know, I've wandered through this life for so long, searching here and searching there. Praise the Holy One, I'm finally learning now to trust my own growing spiritual practice. That's why I can say, let the rains come, let the winds blow and the tides rise. So what if the world thinks I'm mad? Now whenever I'm lost in the midst of any storm, I hear singing, and I set out in that direction, calling out along the way for everyone to hear, I am no longer swimming against the tide.
Thank you, Doug. That was simply amazing. What's really amazing is how all of this morning flowed together. We have play, we have not swimming against the tide, opening the door to let everything come into us and for us to go out and play in the world. Isn't that a fabulous morning message? And it all came together because nobody knew what anybody else was doing, and yet we're all doing the same thing. That's one of the everyday miracles of this Sunday service. This is our offering time, and we're offering you an opportunity to give, but even more than that, we're offering you the opportunity to open the door to your own prosperity through gratitude, through love, through giving. This is how the flow develops. This is how we go into the flow, is that we open. So I encourage you to give until it feels really, really good. Okay? Give with gratitude, give with joy, but please give. There are multiple opportunities for you to give. You can do PayPal through our website or credit card. You can mail us a personal check. Our address is on the screen. It's also on our website. So again, please give until you find that joy and that gratitude just flowing out of you and knowing it will flow absolutely right back in. And then you can play abundantly.
Yes.
Join with me now for our abundance affirmation. Keep your mute on and say with me, abiding by the law of circulation and in heartfelt gratitude, I affirm that I live in a creative and abundant universe that continuously flows in, through, and out as me, expressing as the ever-expanding infinite good. And so it is. And now for more good, we have announcements. We have so much going on always. Come play with us on Monday. This is what the Busy Hands, Warm Hearts part of it is about, is we just bring whatever project we like playing with, whether it's painting rocks or crochet or embroidery, anything. We have people who draw mandalas. You just come, just bring it, have fun, come play with us for a couple of hours on Monday morning from 9:30 to 11:30. Just bring your own coffee and come. If you don't know where I live, give me a call and I'll give you the address. On Wednesdays, twice a month, we get together, and it's this Wednesday, the 11th of August is the Wednesday we get together. 2020 has been a real tough year for many of us, probably most of us, between the pandemic and the politics and all the things in our lives. So we want to hear the story of what your life has been like, and we really want to hear it. So come join us on Zoom. And what was your 2020 story? We have a book study That is going to be part 2 of Richard Rohr's book, The Universal Christ, starting September 4th. You do not have to have read the first half of the book, although you might want to enjoy it. It's a fabulous book. It will absolutely change your mind and your heart about some of those traditional words like Jesus and Christ and Christian teachings that haven't been translated really well. So come be a spiritual translator with us and hear the good news in a great way. And finally, it really is time to play. This is an August of nothing but play. So come join us this coming Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Nimbus Flat. Remember, parking is $10, so carpool. If you meet at the church parking lot, you can carpool up there. There's a whole list of things that we suggest you bring. The biggest thing would be sunscreen and something to drink. We'll provide a lot of the food and bring a dish to share. If you have any questions, just let us know. It would help us to know if you're going to be there, so please RSVP by email. So if you have any questions, you can ask your questions through email also. Now we're about ready to go into the closing part of our service, and we do take prayer requests. You can do it online through our website or during our social time. You can ask to see a practitioner and we'll set that up for you. So now, Linda, will you lead us through our affirmation and benediction?
Hello. Wow, do you really feel like playing now? I know I do. I'm not too sure what we're gonna go do, but we're gonna go play. I just know that. So now for our affirmation. So stay muted and let us say together, I take time today to play with and as spirit. Isn't that just beautiful? I'm going to say that, I know, all week long. And now for our benediction. So in this mode of our playtime, our pause, our being and not always doing, but we can do in play. And that creative spirit play through us, express through us. It is such a joyful time. Life is joyful. And in this joy are many experiences. And we welcome them all. For that is life expressing in and through and as us. And I am so grateful for this time. I am so grateful for my being and my doing and my play. I am so grateful for that beautiful message delivered by Reverend Sharon Dunn. And Dunn's poetry always gives me so much more to think about. And I'm still in wonder over Ruth's handling of all this technology that we've got going to keep this all going. It's just quite incredible. Our sound people, I am just so grateful. And as let's just take this spirit of joy and love and just take that out with us for today and for the rest of the week. And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
There is always a light when we are ready to see it. There is always a light when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night, to climb this hill, together we will. There is always a light in the dark. We are ready to see it. There is always your light in the dark. When we are ready to be it, to see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night and be a gift. Together we will. There is always your light. There is always we are ready to see it. There is always your light. There is always in the dark. We are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night and be a gift till we together we will. There is always light. There is always dark. There is always light. There is always dark. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night and be a climb this hill till we together we will. There is always shine your light. There is always in the dark. There is always shine your light. There is always in the dark. Be the light.
Thanks, Ruth.